Guys, how are you?
Morning.
Good. Now, you've become a little bit famous over the last few days.
So it would seem. I haven't seen much of it myself, really. I've been too busy answering the phone or driving up and down from one TV studio to another. It's been a busy few days for me. So.
Now, let me get this right. You're actually off to do an interview for Moscow TV later on today.
That's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah, Moscow rang yesterday, and I'm I think booked in for a TV studio tomorrow.
So the Russians are interested.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't know what's going on, really.
We do live in a beautiful state, so I was actually interested to find out how much international interest had been shown, because I think the chance to purchase a slice of WA must be very appealing to overseas participants.
Absolutely, I think so, and that's one of the first things that I that sort of make part of the package is the Perth lifestyle. You know, the weather here, the city itself, the friendly people. Is the first thing I mention before I even talk about the house and the contents and so on. I think WA is a great place to live.
I think this is amazing. I mean, like, what drove you to this? People struggle to change jobs or to book a holiday. What sort of led you to actually put your whole life on for sale on eBay?
Well, I guess the start of it is a little bit of a sad one. I separated from my wife 2.5 years ago, and I'm now in a house that we were having built together. I've moved into that on my own, but I'm still surrounded by all the furniture we had in our previous home, and everything has those sort of memories and attachments. And for me, I'm hoping this is the final step in the process of accepting what's happened and moving on and starting afresh. So getting rid of this stuff and moving on is really what it's all about, and looking forward to the future with a positive outlook, I think.
Clean slate.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
the sound of that.
Start afresh.
Completely clean.
Now, obviously, you've spoken about the house and the furniture, but what other things are on offer as part of this deal?
Well, it's pretty much everything that I've sort of accrued over the past 6.5 years in Perth. There's a car, a motorbike, a jet ski. There's a spa bath at the house.
I saw the jacuzzi on the TV.
That's great. And I've got that set up in a little courtyard, so you can sit in it and see the big projector TV system while you're sat in the spa. The speakers outside. Yeah, absolutely.
We're seeing some photos here now of a few of your toys. So we've got the bike there, and what's the jet ski like? Cause
the jet ski's great. It's a 650cc. It's one that you stand up on.
They're hard work, those things.
Yeah, they're a little bit harder than the ones that are sit-on ones like motorbike, but a lot of fun. You do tend to fall off them quite a lot, but that's all part of the fun.
Yes, it's look at that beautiful lounge street there.
So brand new house, obviously.
Yeah, it was built and finished just about 1.5 years ago, and I moved in December 2006.
Now, did you expect, I mean, obviously your intention was to let the world know that this auction was on, but did you expect the media hype that now enveloped you?
Not really. I put the website online back in March, and I left a 100-day period before the auction itself started, and I thought it might take a bit of time to get a bit of publicity and to get some interest in this, and was a bit overwhelmed in the first couple of days when it went so quick and so big. And then it's even bigger now. It's absolutely incredible how much interest there is.
A nice enough looking house. Now, we do all know, obviously, from watching the news and listening to the radio on the way to work this morning, you were getting bids just over the $2 million mark, but there was a few furfies in there. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, it was an exciting morning. It was Monday morning. I went to bed on Sunday, and we'd had a couple of issues. Mel, who's been helping me with the website, was trying to get eBay sorted out so that we only allowed pre-approved and pre-registered bidders to bid. We had a couple of issues with eBay, and that was sorted early Monday morning, so everything's running properly now. But Sunday evening, I went to bed on Sunday, and bids were at $650,000, and I thought, well, it's not going to go any higher than that. Got up early Monday morning and turned the computer on, and it said $1.9 million, and I just burst out laughing. I couldn't believe it. It was so unreal. And I was on my way to a TV studio, and by the time I got to the TV studio, it was 2.2 million. Absolutely astounding.
So you would have been thinking you made the right decision.
Well, yeah, it was an exciting morning, but I think there was little alarm bells ringing in the back of the mind and saying, let's all just calm down a second.
Wait until the money's in the pocket.
Yeah, it doesn't really count till...
So how do those people slip through the loop then? Because, like you're saying, pre-registered and so how does a 15-year-old in England, for example...
Well, what happened was we couldn't switch on the pre-approval, which eBay had said was was in place, we couldn't get that switched on Sunday when the auction started. So it was open doors for anyone who wanted to. Anyone who had an eBay username could put a bid on it, and they did, and away it went.
Took it out.
So, but I think what people don't quite realise is that as a seller, you can access so much detail about people who are bidding on your auctions. And I could get these people's telephone numbers, home details and telephone numbers, because we're in a transaction together.
Right, yes.
So eBay allows that exchange of information. They can get mine and I can get theirs.
So it's all sorted now?
It's all sorted, and yeah.
Where's the bid at the moment?
The bid
as
now
we speak?
is, last time I looked, was 315,000. So
Okay.
we're back in the land of reality.
Reality land.
Yeah.
But let's face it though, I mean, with the $450,000 house that's just been finished built, I mean, just doing some quick mental calculations, you should be looking for somewhere around the 550, 600 mark, surely.
Yeah, you would think so. That is where I'm hoping it's sort of going to be heading for. It's only early days yet, and as most eBay auctions do, they tend to finish in the last couple of hours. That's when the bidding really...
Yeah, as most auctions.
Are you locked in? Do you have to sort of like at the end of the period, do you have to take whatever the bid's at?
No, I can set a reserve, and I've set a very realistic one. I do want this to be a success. I do want someone to buy this and,
Well, it's
step
your
into my
life.
shoes.
I mean, you know, you put a whole lot of effort and work into it. What do your family and friends think?
Oh,
Really?
some of them, I think people are pretty used to me. You know, I've led a fairly adventurous lifestyle. I moved from the UK to Australia and sold pretty much most I had to move over here. I do some fairly adventurous activities, and I think most of my friends just go, oh, that's Ian, yeah, he said something about eBay the other week. I don't know what that was. And then this happens, and they're just like, oh, well, look, you seem to have got some publicity for this one, Ian, haven't you? Another of your crazy ideas.
Now, I noticed that part of the deal is an introduction to those same group of friends. Now, have you spoken to them about the sort of people they'd like to buy your life?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've got a variety of friends, so I guess, like in any relationships, I suppose some of them will get on with the new person, some of them may not. It's just an introduction, and if things work out, and
How do you go about that? You know, to your mates. Oh, you know, I'm selling you, so you know, the buyer that does come.
I've got to stop you there. I've never ever said I'm selling friends. I've never used that phrase, and I would never.
Introductions.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Because I saw
Jason.
people see, you know, when you're reading on the internet and stuff, there's certain words that
it's
highlight.
It's listed sort of as one of the items, but I've never said I'm selling friends, and I'd never insult my friends by suggesting that I could even do that. So,
would you be a bit concerned that someone buys your house and you come back a couple of years later and they're getting on better with your friends than what you did?
Oh, maybe, yeah, that's a problem. But with friends, you know, everyone makes new friends all the time. You meet new people all the way through your life. It doesn't mean you have to shed old people from your life. So they'll still be my friends. When I'm back in Perth, I'll still come and see them. And you never know.
If there's a conflict of appointments, like there's a barbecue on, it's like the new guy will be like, no, you have to wait.
Well, I'd hope I might get invited to that barbecue. I'd like to in future come back and see how the guy's getting on in my life.
Yeah, you keep saying a guy, but it could of course be a girl. Now, did you have a particular type of buyer in mind?
Initially, my thoughts were it would possibly be a Perth person or a Perth-based investor, perhaps someone from over east who's coming to Perth because of the resources boom or something like that. Perhaps someone who, like me, was moving from the UK and wanted an easy setup where they've got a house and a car. And
I was going to say, for someone who was already planning on coming to Australia, it'd be an extremely efficient way of doing it.
Exactly.
Rather than having to go around and try and buy all the bits and it's just walk in, walk out.
Yeah, you save yourself weeks of shopping around and trying to pick stuff. You know, the house is set up, it's nicely decorated, everything there is there that you need. You know, you can walk in, there's still going to be food in the cupboard and beer in the fridge ready to...
Oh, hang on, no one mentioned beer in the fridge.
Oh, there'll only be a couple of bottles there, don't get too carried away.
So obviously you're obviously moving away somewhere. What are your plans for your new life?
Yeah, good
Where
question,
are you going?
I plan to do a bit of travelling, really. I've done a bit of travelling, and the thing with travelling, I think the more you do, the more you realise there is out there to see, and no matter how many things you knock off the top of the list, more and more get added on the bottom. So I've got a big long list of places in the world I'd like to go and see. I've also got a few goals I'd like to do, you know, the type of things we all have where you say, one day I'm going to go and do such and such. Well, you know, I hope one day's coming. You know, if this works out well.
I get the impression if anyone's going to do those one day things, it's going to be you. Can you give us a couple of examples of where we might be spotting you? You off to Kilimanjaro or something?
Well, a couple of places on the list. I'd love to see the Great Wall of China. I lived in the UK for a long time, and yet never got to Paris to climb the Eiffel Tower. I'd like to go up there.
Really?
Yeah, and it was just across
You've
the
not
water.
been to Rottnest, so don't you pick on Ian Usher.
I've actually done that one. I've ticked Rottnest off. Yeah, I've been
Thanks, Jason.
You had to change countries to go to France.
Okay.
You're just there. You can swim.
It's not far.
Anyway.
The US, there's a lot of places in the US. You know, the Grand Canyon, Las Vegas, LA, places like that.
So
Statue of Liberty.
there's travel. Go see the sights.
Absolutely, yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, look, best of luck to you.